breaking, very emotional. What BTS V never said. The unseen pain behind his smile. There is a face that the world recognizes instantly. It has been plastered on billboards in New York, Paris, and Tokyo. It has been voted the most handsome face in the world multiple times. But if you look past the visual perfection of the man known as V, you will find a soul that is deeply complex, artistic, and often solitary. To understand Kim Taehyung, we must look away from the flashing cameras. We must look at a young boy standing in the countryside of Geochang, wondering if the world would ever hear his voice. The story of V is not a typical tale of ambition. Unlike many idols who spent their childhoods in dance academies, Taehyung grew up on a farm. He was raised by his grandmother, a woman who meant the world to him. According to various media interviews and his own recollections, his childhood dream was simple and humble. He wanted to be a farmer, just like his grandmother. He did not dream of stadiums. He dreamed of the quiet earth. His entry into the music industry was almost an accident, a twist of fate when he accompanied a friend to an audition and was asked to try out himself. However, becoming a trainee at Big Hit Entertainment introduced a cruel reality. For a long time, V was known as the hidden member. While the other members of BTS were being introduced to the public through video logs and social media posts, V was kept a secret. He was not allowed to show his face. In later years, V confessed to the pain of this isolation. He described moments where he would stand by the trash cans in the studio, watching the other members record their logs, unable to join them. He felt invisible. He questioned if he would ever actually debut or if he would be cut from the team at the last moment. For a teenage boy, this silence was a heavy burden, planting the early seeds of self-doubt. When V finally debuted, he was often misunderstood. His unique personality, his offbeat humor, and his distinct way of thinking earned him the label of being 4D or alien by some media outlets and fans in the early years. While it was meant affectionately by some, for a young man trying to find his identity, it was isolating. He was different, and in an industry that often demands conformity, being different is terrifying. He had to learn to navigate a world that did not always understand the rhythm of his heart. The year 2016 marked a turning point that shattered him completely. It was the era of blood, sweat and tears, a time when BTS was exploding in popularity. But behind the charismatic performances, V was enduring a tragedy that he kept hidden from the world. His beloved grandmother, the woman who had raised him for 14 years, passed away while he was in the Philippines for a schedule. He could not be there with her in her final moments. For weeks, V went on stage, smiled, and performed, while his heart was breaking. He swallowed the grief to protect the group's momentum. But the dam finally broke during a fan meeting at the Geochang Sky Dome. In a moment that remains one of the most heartbreaking in K-pop history, V stood before thousands of fans and wept. He revealed the truth about his grandmother's passing. He spoke through tears, his voice trembling, exposing a raw vulnerability that idols rarely show. He was not a superstar in that moment. He was just a grieving grandson who missed the person who loved him most. This moment changed how the world saw him. It was the moment the mask fell, and the human being emerged. Despite this immense loss, V chose to keep moving. But the pressure of fame continued to mount. In the docu-series Burn the Stage, we see glimpses of his internal struggle. He is often seen quiet, deep in thought, sometimes looking exhausted beyond physical fatigue. He has spoken about the emotional toll of the fake love era, a time when he questioned himself deeply. The song Blue and Grey, which V participated in writing, offers a window into his psyche during the pandemic. The lyrics speak of a grey world, of burning out, and of a silent cry for help. It was a confession of depression and anxiety. V admitted in interviews that he felt an emptiness, a questioning of, "Who am I?" When the applause stopped. He felt he was running endlessly in a glass tunnel. The burnout was real. There were times, according to the group's disbandment confession in 2018, where the pressure was so intense that they considered walking away. V was right there in the storm, feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders. Yet, V found a way to survive. He did not do it by becoming harder. He did it by becoming softer. He turned to art. He picked up a camera, painting, and jazz music. He began to express himself not just as an idol, but as an artist named Vanti. He realized that his sensitivity was not a weakness. It was his greatest superpower. Fans adore Kim Taehyung not because he is perfect, but because he is remarkably honest about his imperfections. He is the man who will come onto a live stream with no makeup, hair messy, and just listen to music in silence with millions of viewers. He does not perform for the camera. He simply exists with it. He created the phrase, "I purple you," Borahi, giving a new meaning to the color purple as a symbol of trusting and loving for a long time. It was a spontaneous moment that created a global language of love, proving the depth of his emotional intelligence. Verified accounts from staff and industry insiders often speak of his politeness and his love for children and animals. His bond with his dog, Yeontan, shows a nurturing side that melts hearts. He is often seen interacting with children at events with a gentleness that speaks of his future dream, a dream he has voiced many times, to be a father. V has stated that his ultimate goal is not more awards, but to be a husband and a dad who can feed pigeons in the park with his family, just like his own father did. Even with his solo debut Layover, V chose a path that was different. He did not chase the loud, explosive pop trends. He chose slow R&B, jazz, and soul. He chose music that sounded like him. He stopped trying to fit into the box the industry built for him and instead built his own house. As he fulfills his mandatory military service, reports indicate he applied for the Special Duty Team, a rigorous anti-terrorism unit. This decision surprised many. The boy who loves flowers and jazz chose one of the toughest paths in the military. It is a testament to a quiet, masculine strength that often goes unnoticed behind his beautiful face. He is challenging himself, pushing his boundaries, proving that the sensitivity of his soul is protected by a will of steel. Kim Taehyung's journey is a masterpiece of human growth. He went from the hidden boy by the trash can to a man who defines an era. He walked through the fire of grief and the ice of isolation, and he emerged not bitter, but warm. As the screen fades, we are left with a simple image. It is not V on a stadium stage. It is Kim Taehyung, walking down a quiet street in winter, his breath forming clouds in the cold air. He looks up at the gray sky, but this time, he does not look afraid. He looks at peace. He has learned that the silence is not empty. It is full of potential. The boy from Geochang has finally found his way home, not to a place, but to himself. And in that quiet realization, we feel a profound, silent respect for the man who taught us that it is okay to be blue, because eventually, the spring always comes.